Tonight, Rogues, I was going to go live with my friends for a stream. We were trying to, do a stream for Grounded 2 after, earlier today, having some complications with it. And partway through the stream, sheriff showed up out here outside my house, wherever, a deputy or whatever, since it's technically not police in this town, but sheriffs and all that, sheriffs, deputies and everything. And I basically, even though I didn't really talk to him that much, but he was still family, but I pretty much got the memo dropped on me that one of my uncles passed away. He was very reclusive, never really talked to a whole lot of people, but for the most part, he seemed like he was kind of a friendly individual. But the point is, I found out about a death in my family tonight. Unfortunately, I haven't really had a lot of time to process because of a certain little punk that for a while now has been causing problems on my channel and consistently trying to play it off like he's the victim. He's the one that, didn't do any wrong and whatnot. And to point this out, starting off, we're going to be going through a whole folder, a big folder I've got here of a lot of stuff he's done and everything right here. We're going to be going through this since he wants to say he's innocent and he's consistently deleted each post he's made about me, harassing me and whatnot, all over a ban that happened on this channel months ago where I banned him. And instead of him just moving on, walking away from it, he wanted to get butthurt about, welcome in, Sammy. You got, you just walked in for what's going to be, it's going to be a shit show. I'm going to go ahead and say it, Rogues. I do apologize for this, what's coming out, but he's going to be held accountable whether he wants to be or not. Because you don't get to bully others and then say you're the victim. Try to say it all that it was what you did is retaliation. That you're the one that's being the victim, and they're the ones that are bullies. When I'm someone who has got a bunch of scars on my body, guys can probably see some of them from people being bullies or whatever. You don't get to tell me that I'm the bully. When you're the one that came back around all because of a little ban, you came back onto my channel trying to get around that ban under an alt. And then when you didn't get your way, and I told you no means no, basically, you try to insult not just me, but my viewers. Viewers that you were trying to say that I don't care about, when at least I'm not the one that pretty much is just trying to treat viewers as a number. See, that's the thing he does, Rogues. He'll go and try to say, he does all this stuff where he'll say this and that. and then you say stuff back to him or whatever, and then he'll delete delete his post or whatever, and then he'll try to use the same stuff that you said on you. So in other words, I was basically saying that he is only about the subscribe, like about the numbers, and now he's trying to say that's what's going on. Like that's what I am. To give you a good little bit of context here, it's kind of like to showcase this. He said this a little while ago, right around the time I found out my uncle passed away. Massmare, I'll leave you alone if you unban me on all accounts. So the thing is, he said, you guys will see where he said multiple times, if I'm the one, if he doesn't want me to leave him alone so badly, then why does he care so much about me unbanning him? But see, let's go and just go through this, okay? And I got a lot more to unpack here because there's a lot of posts he's deleted. Y'all are gonna see them because he's gonna be held accountable. Massmare, I'll leave you alone if you unban me on all accounts. Until then, you'll continue to face consequences for being such a hater. Which I've got no reason to hate on someone who has to, as you guys will see here, someone who has to re-upload other people's content just to get views. At least all my content's been original, buddy. But let's keep on going with this, because considering, again, death of family tonight. Oh, he deleted the post, Rogues. That's fine. I've got them right here. Just got, there's a whole mess right here, but it's funny, he tried to delete the post or whatever. It's a good thing, I kept receipts. Yeah, nice try, Michael, but you will be held accountable. You're not going to delete those and dodge this. Let me just find the right one, because again, there's so much here, Rogues. Let's see, it's not that one. Like I said, I didn't number them, but you guys, I'm gonna read them off to you guys. You'll see. It was it's not that one, because I'm gonna it doesn't really matter which order I go through them. Just gotta find it, because there's a bunch here, because this just shows how much. Yeah, see, the post you just tried to delete, Michael, front and center. But you say you're telling the truth. Why do you keep deleting your post if you're telling the truth? Massmare, I'll leave you alone since I wasn't done reading before. If you unban me on all accounts, till then you'll continue to face consequences for being such a hater. You were hating me because when I said I hate hundreds of subs, you said it was self-promo. That's what all this is about, Rogues. He's continuously tried to come back around this channel. He is butthurt over the factor that months ago he came into my channel, first time ever in there, and said he had 100 subscribers, and all I told him was no self-promo, and he told me, shut up, I'm happy. He got timed out, went around try to get around the timeout by commenting on one of my videos. And then when he came back in, he continued to be rude. But you'll see that in a minute. Trust me, it's a whole rabbit hole here. But when you called I hit 100 subs self promo, which it was, I was like, is this guy hating on me? Which I don't have reason to hate on someone who his raps, including the one he tried try to diss me earlier. When you make mumble rappers sound like Wu-Tang Clan or whatever, I ain't got no reason to hate, buddy. But anyways, continuing. That's why I said that. You could have said congrats. I could have, but you're not entitled to anything. No streamer is. Be thankful for whatever you get in your channel, because you damn sure don't deserve anything considering your attitude. But let's keep going. You didn't have to take care of that much, but still show a little respect towards your viewer and not say, okay, but please don't self-promo. You're the one that needs to have a respect for the streamer's rules, which, just to show this, Rogues, also front and center, right there, as you guys can see. No spamming emotes, self-promo, file-for-file, age or location discussion. It was right there when you came in, you still did it. So, going from there, back to this. And I say, okay, or whatever you said. It was back in February. All the way back in February, but yet you still can't let it go. Be glad I didn't come back on your channel within the next day. So there's that right there, Rogues. Him basically admitting, a willingness to come back. He says he hasn't been bothering me, but says be lucky I didn't come back on your channel within the next day. What are you going to do, make my ears bleed with some more of that horrible rapping, that you call it? But it's always the person that has no respect for his viewers but high popularity. First, I don't have an insane amount of popularity. I'm not Markiplier or anything. But I've got maximum respect for my viewers. Any of my people that have come in my channel and seen, how much love and love I put into this, knows how much I love my viewers, knows how much I love doing this for them. But the fact of the matter is, you came in, you broke a rule, and you disrespected the streamer. If you would have been in there and shown respect, you would have got respect. You were disrespectful, you got disrespect. That's how it works. You don't get to play the victim in this. I don't know what part about this that you don't seem to understand, but the fact of the matter is, what you did was self-promo. Any streamer who knows what they're doing will tell you that. Yeah, it's been going on since February, Jeremy. Which, thank you, Michael, for letting people know how long, you've been carrying on with this. Appreciate that. It means I had to go back and look, find the one stream where it all happened. But yeah, it's been around February. So anyways, guys, he said that one, and to try to, find the other one. And I'm just gonna go through and like read them all like once, because these are the ones I didn't really look at properly, but the main thing is, yep. Actually, that might be a different one. But it says right here, be glad I didn't come back on your channel the next day, and you're cray cray. If you think I'm a stalker, because I'm really not. He's not a stalker, Rogues. Remember what he just said there. But anyways, all right. I actually liked your shit. I don't care. But it's always a person that has no respect for his viewers, but you're one of them. So until you unban me from all my accounts, then this ruckus will continue to happen. So a blatant threat right there telling me he's going to continue to harass me. So let's process this, Rogues. He has said multiple times he hasn't been targeting me. I've been targeting him first. But he basically admitted right there that he is going to continue to harass me, going to continue to be a problem. He's basically just pretty much put his foot in his mouth right there, admitted that he's continuing to harass me. So way to go, Michael. We're off to a great start here in regards to, like, just what you're doing here and how you basically put your foot in your mouth for how you're claiming left and right. Oh, they're targeting me. I've done nothing wrong. Bullshit. Sorry, if you guys are seeing me being a bit aggressive, but when you find out your uncle died and then you got like someone like this coming along, showing complete disregard for that, you put that in a community post that's happened. And again, I didn't really know my uncle that much, but still the circumstances behind it. But it's more along the lines that my mother, she found out about it, heard her crying or whatever, so priority. Now let's go and just roll back the rock to the dawn of time and sing this song with me. A little weird back, a dinosaur story to show you this. This is where it all started. So yeah, right here, Baseless in the chat, like, it's not the one part or whatever, but just kind of like just show y'all how this all started. So he said in the chat, I just hit 100 subscribers. That's where I said to him, please no sell promo. And just kind of like going through this, shut up, I'm happy. And then he got banned, or he got timed out. This was his saving grace. This was his chance to behave himself. This was his chance to stop this. He could have came back in and said, all right, look, I'm sorry for that. Can we start over? I'd be like, all right, yeah, man, it's fine, or whatever. He would have got more respect if he would have done the mature thing and owned up. But he didn't. Instead, he did this. Got around, worked around with my timeouts by going into one of my streams or whatever, one of my highlight montages, quit being mad, time me out for 5 minutes. You don't get to dictate what someone does on their channel. Moving on. So then, after the timeout was over, all right, I'm back on now. I understand it's self-promoting, but you ain't gotta be salty because of it. It wasn't saltiness, it was you breaking a rule. I'm gonna be honest, you sound like nobody gave a damn when you hit 100 subscribers. So here's the thing. When I hit 100 subscribers, I was doing Let's Plays at the time. I was thankful for every single one of those subscribers. This guy, Rogues, is a clout chaser. Like, pretty much what he does is he pretty much, not long ago hit 300 subscribers, got 300, let's hit 400. No one, showing basically no care about the factor that, he's telling me I don't care about my viewers, but all he treats his as a number. He posts his re-uploaded content on his channel. He basically took recorded with his phone, like a streamer with a content creator with over 40,000 subscribers named the Jamaican Snuggie. They have some very popular videos of them reacting to SpongeBob episodes for the first time. He screen recorded it and reposted on his channel, and he got a few subscribers a day because of it. At least when I go live, at least, every stream is me. It's authentic. It's me being myself, and it's not me, trying to piggyback off of someone else. So now we got that out of the way. So here's where this came from. So following this, the ban and everything, I haven't given him a single bit of acknowledgement. There was some other stuff, happening with some other people that have come around, in recent months, trying to cause problems. Did some posts about them addressing situations, and I don't know if this dingus thought I was posting about him or whatever, but I literally became that one Thanos meme of I don't even know who you are. In regards to after this, I did not even think about him. So there's another post he did earlier. Let me see if I can find that too. Yeah, it's not that one, but he did another one earlier. We'll get that in a second. But the point is that I haven't thought about him at all. And then it was recently he came in and then I did a Chrono Trigger stream and said, yo, remember me? It's Michael. Sorry for what happened last time. If he would have messaged me somewhere else, basically after how he acted months ago, I wanted nothing to do with him. I wouldn't have forgiven him anyway. But the common courtesy behind is if someone's live, you don't go into their stream and bring up something wherever, because that's the equivalent of you going by someone's job. They're working at McDonald's, they're flipping burgers, wherever else there is. You walk in there, hey man, I just want to say I'm sorry for this that happened. They're on the clock. It's not the place for it. You pretty much, you can text them, contact them in another format that isn't where they are, because where they're currently working or whatever. I mean, yeah, it's a far stretch to say that streaming is a job for me, but I do want to make a career out of it and everything. But the point is, it showed up in the chat. It made it awkward for me and my viewers because he's basically trying to bring up a situation right there when I'm trying to focus on doing the episode, trying to focus on, entertain my viewers. You know, the same ones he's claiming I have no love for, no respect for. I wouldn't have been doing this all this time if it weren't for my viewers, the people that got me this partnership. And the fact of it is, I just look at the reason he's at the way he is because he saw me as a bigger streamer, tried to jump on board, and tried to basically get him go with me because he was hoping I was going to be able to, like, you know, boost him up and he was going to be able to piggyback off him. Didn't dodge a bullet there, dodged the whole armada, but moving on. So this is what started all this right here, guys. So now I got, like, you know, basically, you know, Amber 17, she's got the screenshots from what happened after this in the chat, like in the chat from my stream there. Now I've got the stream unlisted, but it was my first like TMNT Splintered Fate stream. Jeremy Peebles, Amber 17, Elgin Knox, they were all in there. They saw what happened. But Amber also got screenshots of the stream to go along with me still having the stream as well. And I will say I did go back and check the chat of the stream, and for some reason, like, you know, the name wasn't popping up on there, but I have a stream overlay. I have, like, you know, on stream overlay that shows the chat like on like encoded onto the, like, basically hard encoded onto the stream. So it's basically easily visible. Even if, like, you know, by chance that viewer's message was person from the chat, you'll still see it on the screen. He came in under what he claimed was his sister's account, which, well, let's get it right, Rose, because he's been claiming since then, his mother's, he said originally it was his mother's account. Let's make sure we get it right, because he's been claiming since then it was his sister's, aka still a alt. So we've got, like, evidence today of him pretty much actually admitting to using alts. And I'm pretty sure I got some of that here, too, as well. But the point is that he used the alt to get around the van, get around a ban. I tried, Jeremy. And also, I just noticed in all, like, you know, the shambles here, Rogues, I forgot to get my social stream ninja thing set up here for this. I apologize. It actually has, like, the chat up there. All right. Sorry about this. This shows how hectic tonight's been, guys. I really do apologize for that. It's been crazy. All this. Was trying to stream for my friends. Found out my uncle died. But yeah, so it went from basically, you know, he got into the stream, and what he basically said, you know, at one point, you know, he basically was saying, I'm on my mom's account. So he didn't come in there just pretend to be someone else or whatever. He outright said he was someone else, just didn't say who. He said, like, you know, he's on his mom's account. It's like, okay. And we all immediately knew it was him. We knew it was him right then and there when he said that. But I played coy, just waiting to see if he was going to open up and admit to who he was, and he did. So he outright said, you know, all right, I'll admit it's Michael Watson, and proceeded to, like, try to actually get me to unban him, saying we could work something out and all that. And then when I refused to, he got, like, you know, hostile with me, called me a bozo, saying I was persistent, which you got to be, whatever, because the thing is that the point of this is not about me being persistent. He broke rules. I didn't want him back on my channel. He continued to show disrespect, you know, after, like, you know, he got his timeout. He got banned, made another alt to try to dodge that, and made another alt here to try to dodge it again. There's no place on my channel for people like that. So, Amber, okay, well, trap card. So, thank you, Amber. Appreciate that. So, yeah, Rogues. So, as you guys can see right here, hi, I sub. By the way, this is my mom's account, W Stream. So, Tanika Patterson, wherever. That was what he claimed originally was his mother's account. Let's keep going. All right, and then I beg you, all right, so, okay, I admit it. I'm Michael Watson. I know coming on a different account to get to you is bad etiquette, but look, we can work something out. I won't be disrespectful anymore, and I'll leave you alone. Begging me not to ban him again. And for how, like, you know, one of my posts, you'll see he tried to act like he was a hard ass. Here he is. Don't beg me. Don't ban me again, please, please. You broke rules multiple times, dude. Several times. There's reasons you're not allowed on here. And the fact of it is that when you act like this, and you're wanting to try to go for partnership on YouTube eventually, when you grow as a streamer, you get a bigger target on your back. The people that, you know, see things you've done in your past, and, you know, 3 blind mice can be blind, they'd still hit that fucking target. But anyways, guys, I beg you not to ban me again. W Stream, and then afterwards I said, no, you're getting banned again. You're being persistent. Bye, Bozo. Have a good time. This is what this makes me think of, Rogues. You hear horror stories, and not just horror stories, but legitimate things that happen to females in the streaming community that do not deserve it. Where you got the guy, like, you know, basically goes in their stream or goes in their DMs or whatever. Oh, hey, you're cute. You know, you're awesome. I'm sorry, I got a boyfriend. Excuse my French here. Fuck you, whore. Ring a bell. Immediately, you know, it's all, like, you know, acts like, you know, he's like just the bachelor, the, you know, just the bachelor of the year. You know, the one, you know, like, suitor number 1 you should choose on, like, the dating game or whatever. You know, just saw the earth, the one that you want to spend the rest of your life with, until you tell him that, sorry, fam, you know, I've got someone else. And then, you know, those true, you know. So, yeah, he basically is something like that here. You know, he didn't get what he wanted, and what happened. So then from there, And then we got right here. And he calls Amber, no, you didn't, kid. Which the thing about it is, every single person in this chat, I'm pretty sure is older than him. He claims he's 20, and we're all older than him. This dude also claims he's got a bachelor's degree. What person with a bachelor's degree is going to have, like, you know, show, like, you know, the intelligence of a ham and cheese sandwich going online acting like this? But let's move on, rogues. All right, but anyways, he says, I gave you a chance. Came off as a threat there. Let's continue. And then he says, excuse me, I'm 20. Then he says, I have my ways. But anyways, goodbye. Persistent bozo. Persistent bozo. Literally, I've heard him call me a bozo so many times or whatever. You know what? Okay, you know what? I'm going to give him what he wants, rogues. Let's, you know, I'm a bozo. He's calling me a clown, right? So, I mean, I'm apparently a clown. You know, I'm apparently, you know, some kind of clown going by this guy. Honk, honk, motherfucker. Moving on. I did a whole photo shoot where I dressed up as the Joker, rogues, but continuing. Still is better content than anything he could put out. But anyways, yeah, continuing onwards here. Yeah. But then it says, like, you know, and then he went on to insult Jeremy, saying goofy profile pic. Coming from the guy who's got the Teen Titans Tower right here in his profile pic, you know, from his mom's account and everything. Of course, I just insulted the hell out of Teen Titans, but hey, let's be real. Teen Titans Go is a better show than what he does for his live streams. And I hate Teen Titans Go. But anyways, the point, you know, thing is, he basically started insulting my viewers, talking about don't matter, can't remember what that was too or whatever, and then saying, and from what else there was is that he pretty much said, oh, by the way, I'm still going to stay subscribed to your channel because I want you to hit 1,000 subscribers or whatever. I told him, I was like, I don't want your sub. And obviously, why? You know, I don't want someone like this in my community or whatever who acts the way he does. And I've got every reason to feel that way. I'm not going to, like, you know, feel bad about it. You know, it's, you know, when you got someone right here, considering I'm not just the only person I've seen that he's bullied. Let me get this trash show out of here. You know, God, you know. Honk, honk. But anyways, so now we're actually going to go through, like, you know, pretty much everything here, guys, because I don't think it really matters what order, since it's all here. So we kind of, like, went through all this, and that, of course, right there is, like, just the actual chat and everything. But, so we're going to start off with this right here. I don't care about the order. Actually, one thing I could do is probably just do, like, view by, sort by date. So hopefully, kind of, like, you know, maybe... And then he says, this also was like what he said a little while ago. I banned you, so why you're still commenting? I banned him first, rogues. And the reason I was commenting still is because he was continuing to post about me. People were telling me about it and everything. And, you know, he says, I do also have a leg to stand on. No, you don't. 99% of what you're saying doesn't make sense. 99% of it does. 100% of it does. And increasing it with your dumb vocabulary is even more pathetic. This is coming from the guy who apparently just trademarked himself. Like, I'm trying to process the trademark. Like, the fact that he literally trademarked his comment. Trust me, dude. No one wants to copy you. You're the one. Let's not forget who it was that, like, recently, you know, tried to take, like, my whole Rogues tagline that I give to my users. You know, my following and everything. Rogue sounds like a good name. It sounds cool. I think I'll steal it. Just keep watching, Rogues. So anyways, we're gonna, like, kind of... Yeah, that actually think that worked. So it is kind of like showing it the way All right, so anyways, got right here. This is what the crash out that basically happened after the stream. You and your rogues don't make sense. In life, you move on. Yes, someone needs to take his own advice there. In life, you embrace. Neglect, no. You were neglecting me on your streams all because I said you act like nobody cared when you hit 100 subs. You weren't neglected. You were banned for being an asshole on my stream. That's the gist of it. I'm not gonna, like, you know, it's like, oh, you know, I banned you. I banned this guy, but you know what? I just want to, like, hey, you know, man, hey, you're banned. Hey, how you doing? You know, that's not how it works. When you're banned, it means I don't want anything to do with you anymore. It don't mean I'm gonna come by your house, knock on the door, and ask for a cup of sugar. It means you're banned. I want nothing else to do with you. You're neglecting me on your streams all because and also, yes, guys, I'm trying to do a lot of sarcasm and jokes here and everything to hide the fact I'm still trying to process death in the family tonight. Just please bear with it. I said, yeah, like nobody cared when you hit 100 subs, because clearly, whether it's a streamer or not, he should have at least said nice. I shouldn't have done anything. You weren't owed anything. No viewer, no person is owed commentary. You have no idea, like, how, when I was, like, Mob Cyberstalked a few years ago, you know, years back, and I had to rebuild everything, there were so many streams where no one was coming by. because I was trying to rebuild a reputation after a group of like, dozens of people made it their mission to try to destroy me as a streamer, even though they failed. I've got a lot of trauma from that. You're trying to say I'm a bully. I've been there, buddy, more than you know. I had a whole group try to destroy me as a streamer to where I had to rebuild everything. I lost friends. I lost, so much, momentum, and lost the whole community. What I've got with Mask Alley, as much as I love what community I'm trying to build here, it's not what my previous community was. There's a whole blog on my website showing what I went through with that. And what you're doing, it's not midnight yet, so for me, this was Tuesday. Street Fighter live action, watch it. But, may Raul Julia rest in peace. But, anyways, no one owes you anything. I spent so many years after I got Mob Cyber Harass, no likes on my content. Absolutely none when I posted content on YouTube. No one come by my streams on any of the other sites that I was on. No, like basically nothing. I had to build all that back up because so many people hated me for things I never did. Something you're trying to claim that we're doing as far as you're concerned, things you never done. But hey, all this right here, I don't think I speak on that, but we're going to continue to. But yeah, I had to rebuild and have so many streams where it was nothing but dead air, no one liking my content, no one supporting me, and it still isn't like where it was before, but I'm still thankful for what I got right now. And, what's just to kind of point out something else here, he probably doesn't know I've got rogues. You're talking about like I need to acknowledge you. Here's the thing, rogues. Why don't y'all be liking my videos? We got these other Gang Beast YouTubers and y'all like theirs, but y'all don't like mine. I don't know what to do about the whole recording video on PS4 thing, which I get. I'm not gonna fault you on that. Everyone has to start somewhere. But the quality of your stream is a completely different thing for the quality of your attitude. I'm someone who started live streaming, started content creation years ago with a digital camera stacked on top of a pile of books. And I had that in front of my computer, in front of my TV, and that was my audio for the game, the video for it, and also my mic. That's what I started with. I started with less than a PS4. But the thing about it is, no matter what content you put out, no matter how much you put out, it's not going to mean anything if you got an absolutely toxic attitude. So the recording quality isn't what needs to be done about. That's not the problem. But I'm doing the best I can. Actually, like my posts, my videos, shorts, everything. I don't care if you don't want to, just like anyway. Something is better than nothing. Like my videos, please. It ain't the way, Chief. What that there, you're calling me persistent? At least I'm not desperate. Everything there, that's not the way you go about this. And I'm pretty sure you're going to be like, oh, well, my way's right. No, it's not. When you do that, it makes you look desperate. It makes you look like you're entitled. And no one with a brainstem wants to support that. See, this right here is me showing like what my knowledge is as a streamer. You try to act like I don't know what I'm talking about. I've got my partnership for a reason. I made my fair share of mistakes as a streamer back, my early days, but nothing like what you've done. But in the end, I, managed to get my partnership, and I've tried to embody that. And it just makes me sick thinking about you being one of the partners out there. You trying to say I'm one of those types? No, you're one of the types that you want to like get partnership and all that just for the sake of thinking of streaming as just money and money and fame. That ain't what it's about. Even though I want to make a career out of this, I ain't forgot my roots, and I still see this as a hobby. I just want to enjoy streaming, have a good time, playing games with my friends and like with my friends for those who come by and support me, and hopefully try to get a laugh out of others. So there's that. But back to this, guys. So going back over here. So all you do is compliment me, and this wouldn't have happened. I swear he sounds like Stan, like Nem Stan music video. You wrote me, but I wrote you, but you still ain't calling. Yes, I should have told you that I was trying to chill, which that wasn't the problem there. It wasn't that you were trying to chill. It's that you were trying to come back. It's that you were trying to come back onto a stream where someone said no means no. It doesn't matter if you were trying to chill or not. You were coming back around where you weren't accepted, where you weren't wanted anymore. You broke rules. You showed a toxic attitude. That was it. But you literally overlooked the situation by saying making another account to get back at someone is bad etiquette. It is. Making an alt to come back around is bad etiquette, and also complete, because when you do that, you're disregarding the rules for a streamer's channel. When they ban you, that ban is absolute. If the streamer banned you or the mod banned you or whatever, That is absolute. So you have no idea, buddy. Welcome in, man. But that ban is absolute. You could have dodged all this basically from the very beginning if you just said, all right, I'm sorry for that. It won't happen again. You know what? All would have been fine. But I'm thankful you didn't, because it showed me what kind of person you are and what kind of bullet I dodged. Continuing. It's like, all because I was trying to chill. It wasn't because you were trying to kill. It's because you got banned previously. Appreciate you, soul. Thank you, man. But then you say, and then assume that, oh, it's not the right time to apologize. As I said previously, addressing this again, Rogues, it wasn't the right time to apologize because I was streaming. It's the equivalent of trying to go to someone's job while they're on the clock and bringing up drama on the job, or basically bringing stuff up while they're working. That's what that was. It was not the time to apologize. He literally, could have maybe just messaged, commented on one of my posts or whatever and said, hey man, I want to talk to you, and square things over, what happened months ago. Maybe I would have listened. Probably not, but that still would have been better than what you did. I apologize one time and you didn't care. But hey, we're going to get back around to gaming at some point, Amber. I promise you that. But hey, at least I was doing a better job of getting back to someone than Zek did. See, so here's another problem of his, Rogues. It's not just me. There's multiple other people that he has continued to bring up. There's someone named Killjoy, which I checked their account, or I found their account. There was a whole other can of worms I'm not going to go into there or whatever, but apparently there was a lot that happened between him and this Killjoy guy. And, I don't know what happened, but, that if Killjoy ever decides that's his business to tell, whatever reason, that's his business. I'm not going to, air his dirty laundry on here or whatever, but it definitely seemed like Killjoy was someone, someone else that Michael targeted. But he's talking about this Zek dude also. He continues to bring these people up. The rap he did, I don't even want to say rap. I literally just, like I said, he makes mumble rappers sound coherent. I'm not even going to, bless him with calling it a rap. But, anyways, regardless, you should really hear people out and not neglect them. And the thing about it is, it's not neglect. It was a ban. You continue to try to disregard. That's the problem. When you're banned, let it go. If someone has banned you, don't make alts to try to come back around. Let it go. Let it go. Even if it's you're protecting your peace. Neglecting someone and then bitch to ban them straight away. Bitched. He tells about my vocabulary? And then proceed to ban them. Fix that for you. It's also bad etiquette. Nope. It's upholding channel rules and keeping a toxic individual out of there. Because you still got a viewer removed. A viewer who was never meant to be rude in the first place. It wasn't for you saying, please don't sell promo to I got 100 subscribers. Saying I got 100 subscribers was being rude. I did one thing. It was a little uncalled for when I said, shut up, I'm happy. The whole thing was uncalled for. But I didn't want you to affect my happiness there by saying something so stupid such as that. He really likes to use the word stupid a lot, Rogues. Nevertheless, your minions should learn to grow up and understand life. I'm mature, so stop trying to give me a bad name, Master. So here's the thing. He said multiple times, I'm mature. If you gotta say multiple times you're mature and constantly call others kids, newsflash, dude, you're not mature. Especially if you're going around trying to tell people that you're, trying to, tell others you got a bachelor's degree. Well, basically, as far as the Panic Disco song is concerned, we'll just call this a death of a bachelor. You still have pro mode on a channel you just joined for the first time, which other streamers will tell you is bad etiquette, given it comes across as trying to pull more people to follow you, and dodged a ban that was given to you for your bad attitude and telling another streamer to shut up on their channel, which I still have screenshots of it all, by the way. And when you apologize, it was while I was live. You're going to hear me say the whole thing about the screenshots, multiple times, Rogues, but when you apologize, it was while I was live. You're going to go by someone's job when they were on the clock and try to apologize for things when they were at work? No, it wasn't a time or place. Maybe next time, since I'm basically, just repeating everything I just kind of, ran across here when I picked apart this. Probably just gonna wait, just go through. Just go through the whole thing next time. We didn't give you a bad name. You gave yourself not just that, but worse name by acting exactly how you are now, which is only backed up that I was right for not forgiving you in the first place, because as soon as you didn't get your way, you started resorting to name calling, when the mature thing will be to move on and let it go. Maturity isn't making multiple odds alts to dodge bans or trying to follow someone's other socials. It's knowing typo there. It's knowing to back off, dude. But thanks for one more screenshot, since multiple people in the streaming community who have been at this longer than you to know what streaming means, and who have already seen the messages in the chat tonight, are all agreeing that you were in the wrong. Plus, you just admitted to what you did. You gave me a chance? No, you had your chance to move on. Now a lot of people with a lot of followers are aware of how you acted, dude. So again, there's multiple times he said things that really could come off as veiled threats, and you'll see that. All right, so continuing forwards. Now let's get to this. So before he actually came in, here's some other things he did, Rogues. That day that it started, he tried to join my Discord server. Yeah, he tried to join my Discord server at 5:15 p.m. Amber was the one that made me aware of it. I can't remember if I was at the gym or what it was I was doing, but either way, he tried to join the Discord server. This is before, like, he popped in the stream that night pretending to be, like, you know, under his mother's account. So, so aside from that, 2 different instances for gamers profiles. For those who don't know, Gamer Profiles is a social media site specifically for gamers. Totally not plugging my own thing here. Totally not plugging my own link here, but just because eventually I do want to try to go for partnership on there. Eventuality of it whenever it happens. But if you guys like want to like definitely help me out with that, at least check the site out if nothing else. And this is me not begging you for this. I'm just saying, you know, if you guys like, you know, want, this is like a link to it. It'll automatically, you know, subscribe you to me. If I can get five, you know, referrals off that's there, off from that point, I just gotta get like 50 followers on there. And also, like, you know, just be active in the community, and I can apply for partnership on there. It's a pretty awesome site. You can add like all the games you enjoy, what you currently play, what you played, what you're gonna play. And so I have like some looking for group aspects, but also the devs are just absolutely amazing. I'll get to some of that in a second. But yeah, point is, he viewed the profile twice. He viewed my profile, and when I say this, he viewed the profile once. Blocked. Viewed it again. Blocked. So yeah, he pretty much, you know, I blocked him on one account, and then he tried to, like, you know, follow me again. He tried, like, you know, and this basically shows this. He's continued to try to say, I haven't bothered him. That people are attacking him, but he is the one that has come after me. I'm continuing to show all this here. And so anyways, and that was, of course, what I showed you guys when he came into the Chrono Trigger stream. But then we go over here. And it's Massmare. P.S. That was my mom's account. That was just my sister's other account. He really likes trying to put that cross out there. Like, you know, it could be your pet Rocks account. It doesn't matter, dude. It's still another account. Regardless, I'm not dangerous. You really need to grow up. Is he trying to talk about all the collectibles and toys I got in here, Rogues? I feel totally called out there. What you got against, like, plushies? You know, Gengar takes offense to that. I mean, I saw mine earlier. You might want to watch out. But anyways, I'm a nice person. When it comes to trying to neglect me, I don't play about that. By the way, your viewers are little kids. We'll get to that in a minute. Also, how did y'all even know it was me on another account? Oh, at the end of the day, y'all are lying. Now that, y'all are lying, and I'm telling the truth, whether I'm in the wrong or not, which I'm not. So, maximum level. So if you're telling the truth, whether I'm in the wrong or not, is it possible to, like, tell the truth and be wrong? Whatever. I mean, the thing is, this dude right here, or whatever, like, defies all conventions of, like, what actually is normal or whatever, so I'll just let that one slide. Let's keep going, Rogues. We got a ways to go on this. So, now this one, yeah. Massmare. It's very pathetic how you deleted your stream. All right, I will say, Soul, no age discussion. Applies to you too. Hold up. Okay, I was just checking to make sure he didn't actually, and also, just so it's known here, it's kind of showing this. I'm getting this in a second, but he deleted my name from the, thing he said earlier. You know, from the, like, you know, the, rap, the diss rap he made earlier. It's fine, Soul, it's not a problem. It's been a night, trust me. It's okay, you're good. At least I know you're actually... No, I don't want you to come back and make multiple accounts. No, wait, that's right. You're not him. But anyways, yes, as you can see right here, mention you in a video, flex. And like I said, well, you guys will see what my response was to that. But he basically said, flex. or like he basically said, mention you in a video. He took my mention out of the video. Exhibit A. Right there, it shows where he mentioned it. Gotta love notifications. But yeah, so my thing is this. It's pathetic that you deleted your stream. Wait, do I got any dislikes on him? One dislike, don't care, Michael. As a matter of fact, some of you are watching this. I'm pretty sure it's Michael that did it or whatever. Yeah, you know what? Your dislike looks pretty lonely there. There, you know what? Now it's actually got like company. Anyways, moving on. Trust me, dude. I really don't care. So that stream you said I deleted, unlisted, buddy. Still there. Still there. So yeah, as we continue onwards down this little rabbit hole, it was very pathetic how you delayed your stream. All you had to do was delete the parts we were arguing, but you decided to delete the whole stream that was doing good to begin with. Yeah, until you showed up. I'm sorry, until Tanika showed up. Because, you know, obviously that totally wasn't you, right? I don't do that whenever I got a hater. And I put quotations there because, well, this just in, Rogues, he called himself a hater. And I put quotations there because I wasn't hating. I was telling the truth. You were being salty, you ugly man. Ladies, get your towels out. You're about to sweat. So I'm ugly, Rogues. I'm ugly, this guy. I mean, I'm ugly. I mean, I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I mean, it's just hurt my feelings so badly. You know, it's just, ouch. I'm ugly. I mean, what am I going to do with my life? I mean, I just, you know, no one's ever going to ask me to the prom. I'm never going to, like, you know, get married, which I don't really want to get married, but probably. But, let me find a good candidate here. Because apparently I'm so ugly or whatever. I mean, y'all need proof of that. Go over to... I'm going to find it. I'm going to find it and it's going to be ugly. I am totally ugly. Oh my god, that's atrocious. Oh, get it off the screen. Oh my god. I think I look pretty damn beautiful. I mean, that's a throwback. I didn't have like as much abs as I do now or whatever, but moving on. Michael. So let's continue. Let's see, sort by... unsort them for a second, guys. I got dropped 72 frames or whatever, but, you know. Dude, I'm still styling and profiling. I got that flair. And my name ain't even Rick. And thing is, you guys ain't gonna, like... I mean, I'm not normally conceited or whatever, but this guy, I'm, you know. So anyways, back to this. The only time I would delete my streams is if they crashed. You don't even delete them when they don't crash, Mr. Like, you know, 2 megabits per second. So you know, I saved the other post you made a bit ago and decided to delete while you're talking me deleting stuff. And I will be saving this one too. Which, by the way, I still have that stream including everything you pulled tonight, currently unlisted, not deleted. So please don't, please keep acting cocky. And I'm so ugly, and yet who is it that was begging me not to ban them? Who has kept trying to force their way back into my space after I've said no instead of moving on like the mature adult you try to claim you are? That said, addressing your deleted post, you say you were lying, yet you admit to using an alt that wasn't yours, where you said it was your mother's at first, then your sister's. Doesn't matter whose account, still an alt. And we knew because it was really easy to pick up on your typing patterns. When I stepped away, it was the message of my mods about you and literally had gotten a text from 2 of the people watching who could tell it was you as well. 2 attempts to view my profile and gamer profiles, which again, you got blocked and couldn't respect boundaries. Then suddenly someone pops up in the chat with your typing patterns, but you keep calling us stupid, right? Jeremy, I could put like a speak and spell in front of a fan or whatever, and it could still rap better than him. In regards to like the whole auto-tune effect. That said, the post that's now up of everything you did months ago, you trying to join my Discord server, and both attempts to check my profile and gamer profiles, plus everything you said in my chat tonight that my friends post on Blue Sky to expose you, your own words and actions are right there. No lies detected. So no, we aren't lying, and you aren't right nor telling the truth. And since you can't get through your head, you broke rules, got a timeout. Instead of owning up and apologizing, you continue to show out, all because you didn't get praise from a complete stranger who didn't owe you anything. Screw the typo there, Rogues. I still type better than him. So no, you need to grow up. And also, once again, nice job admitting to dodging bans in that deleted post, which is only a digger hole to bury yourself. I don't care. There's a bigger issue here. Just report this to YouTube, as well as just me and several others have also reported your channel suffer harassment, which I'm not the only one you mouthed off about in your posts. So like I said, if you go on his channel, you'll see that a lot of stuff he said about me, he's deleted. He says this stuff, deletes it, and then tries to play it off like he's the one that's getting targeted. That's his whole thing. So, something here, guys. Hi, can I join? It's my birthday today. I'm turning 10. So YouTube's terms of service dictate that you have to be at least like, I think 13 years old to use an account. To have an account on here. He said happy birthday to them, made no efforts to... So here's my thing, Rogues. I've got like a thing about age discussion in my channel to protect my viewers, contrary to him saying I don't care about them. Because you never know who someone is online. I make it a very good point to protect, regardless of what someone's age is, I say no age discussion. I don't care if you're an adult, whatever. And obviously, the problem here is he told this kid happy birthday. He didn't make any effort to ban them or anything like that. And he just let them hang out in his chat. And it goes deeper than this. So anyways, Mass Mayor, farewell bozo. I'm not even going to pull the clown pick up this time. Y'all get the joke. Derail this. This has been derailed enough already. So, delete this one. Now, here's where things get a little interesting. All right, farewell, bozo. You're trying so hard to reason with someone who doesn't even want to deal with you anymore. He doesn't want to deal with me. Y'all heard it here, Rogues. Regardless of me making these posts, about you, it's only because you keep making the posts about me. I made posts about him because he was making them about me. It was the role reversal. He's trying to basically, switch things around. Also, don't be calling me ugly on the inside because you're both ugly on the outside and the inside. Damn. You got me with that one, Rogues. By the way, I'm stealing your crew name. Rogue sounds cool. I didn't get the rest of this because I feel like I was losing a brain cell every time I read what he was saying there and everything. But yeah, I actually didn't get to do the read more there or whatever. But anyways, he basically outright said he was going to steal the thing I call my viewers, which, let's be real here, as far as like who can do it better. What's going on, fellow Rogues? But anyways, yeah, well, normally when I flush a piece of shit, it stays gone, but here we are. Again, screenshots of everything. Normally, I don't really, use a lot of profanity. I mean, I use profanity in my streams or whatever, but not, usually in my community posts. But this guy's kind of bought that out of me. Again, screenshots of everything. People are seeing through you, and I've made posts about you because you literally made one about me first last night. Hold up. Someone does apparently realize I'm live with this right now. So he just did this 2 minutes ago. Mass Mayor, pathetic how you got your losers to insult me. By the way, messages to one of your minions. I ain't gonna lose my shit when y'all bozos ignore me because I don't care no more. And I'm 20, thank you very much. Good life, you bozos. And as I just said right here, yo, Michael, live right now, exposed you for everything you've done. Thanks for something else to read off. So anyways, yeah, well, normally when I flush a piece of shit, it stays gone, but here we are. Again, screenshots of everything. See what gets me is he said, he's not gonna, have a fit when we ignore him. Isn't that what a lot of this has been about? Again, screenshots of everything. People are seeing through you, and I've made posts about you because you literally made one about me last night. And if you aren't dealing with me anymore, then why dodge so many baits just to whine and beg for me to give you another chance? But keep on digging that hole deeper, dude, because a lot of people have reported you. And I'm not telling anyone to report him or whatever. That's the thing about I'm not saying for anyone to. People are doing it on their own, seeing like how toxic he is. Because the thing about is, Rogues, I don't condone bullying. I've been through it enough in my life. I've dealt with it with my family. I've got like enough scars on my body to show like as proof of it and everything. And the main thing I do not want, just like the whole mob cyber harassment thing I said I dealt with, I was talking about dealing with it. There's a whole blog about them on my website. I don't want this to be someone else. Now I've got thick skin. The thing about it is he like the thing is with him like disliking all my videos, like I'm pretty sure it's been been disliking all my stuff like over a month now and everything. That's kind of stuff doesn't get to me. When you're a content creator, things like this are going to happen. As you get a spotlight on yourself, people are going to come along. They're going to be problematic. But when I've got the means to actually do something about someone like this who actually has put themselves out there, the thing is, if someone comes by and dislikes my videos, I don't know who they are. Screw it. It's their right to do it. My content's not going to be for everyone. I know that. I don't want it to be for everyone. I want to earn what I get. If someone's content was for everyone, every person out there will be a partner. Everyone will be successful, and everything will be like much more mundane and mediocre. And really, like, because when you don't have like the whole thing of like challenge there to make it feel like it was worth it, it can make it feel like really boring for people. If everyone succeeded, life would be pretty like mundane in that regard. And I just like trying to earn what I get and all that. But the thing is that with him being here, being an active bully, it's someone I can do something about. And obviously, he's been a lot more pissed off than I am. But the reason I'm doing this whole thing tonight was, like I said, I just found out about death in my family. He's doing this, and not the time. Again, not the time. And I was trying to go out with my friends and everything, and that got ruined. Amber was excited about playing Ground 2. We were going to do like launch day for Ground 2 today. And we're having to kind of delay it. And it definitely isn't because of him. It was because of death in the family. But when he started like messing with it, I was like, no, that's it. I'm calling him out. So, yeah. But like I said, all that right there, him admitting to that. And then afterwards, he does this. Rogues, never be like mass merit. Just irony of how he says never be like me, but he goes and takes my tagline there and uses it just like me. But I've already pointed out, he kind of has a knack for taking other people's stuff. Literally has like some videos on his channel, like, from another account, like with 40,000 subscribers, where he thinks apparently just going in there and just saying, shout out to them is going to be enough. Anyways, get out of my life, Zach. Quit making accounts, get back on my channel. God, that wasn't calling the kettle black. That was Noob Cybot, standing in a clip with that whole entire kettle shoved up his ass. Get out of my life, Zach. Quit making accounts, get back on my channel. Someone needs to take his own advice. But anyways, as we continue, so that was the thing right there. Am I a bad YouTuber? If you say yes, I won't get mad because I'll try to improve that. Admittedly, yes offense. I'll say I did go on there and dislike that or whatever because you definitely ain't a good YouTuber. But anyways, and I'm not normally about trying to make it like a competition. That's not what I'm doing here, Rogue. Just raising awareness of what this guy's done because he's trying to dodge responsibility. Sorry about that. Oh, how unbecoming of me. So, and then of course the whole thing of why don't y'all be liking my videos? He's still... Watch my stream. I got a message for you. Nah, I don't think so. My message is better. But hey, thanks for admitting you're continuing this as well, dummy. All right, Master, watch my stream. I got a message for you. Nah, mine's better. And plus, let's be real here. It takes a special grade of stupid for him to want me to watch his stream while I'm live doing this stream. You know what, Rogues? Why not? Let's hear it, so we can hear it. So we can hear from him himself.
Back in the head to the front of the head. Comes to memorizing things. Back in the city though. So that's good. Yeah. Move.
You know,
Simeon.
if you're going to hate on someone... Oh, that's right. This is, my...
Simeon.
So apparently, someone's hating on me. That's the title of it.
You should go to my most recent post. Oh, he's on. All right.
Lay it on me. Come on.
Yes, I upset you. Finally, man. So y'all finally came to show up. Mask Man, I hope you know that you're wasting your time. You could have just ignored me the day one. You could have ignored me day one. You're literally wasting your time just making essays, passages, books about me. When you could just be doing your crap. Like, you don't have to worry about me, okay? That's why I'm making these posts about you, because you clearly...
And that's it. Thanks for your confession there, Usher. So, Rogues, it takes a special grade of stupid to do that. Now you guys see it for yourselves. I didn't have to say all this, where this moron literally just admitted live on his stream, caught in 4K, that he has been like, you know... Yeah. He basically is trying to say, oh, well, you know, oh, I'm doing, you know, blah, 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 blah. You're attacking me, blah, blah, blah. Sort of Christ. I mean, I just, you know. And I think, like I say to say, he basically had to go live playing some shitty GTA gameplay or whatever, and who is actually much more composed doing all this. And that little laugh or whatever. I mean, oh, just make sure you save, like, please, make sure you save a little bit of what breath you got or whatever for, the, you know, those oh-so-amazing raps you do. Because, I mean, we need to see you at the next Source Awards. We need to see you there, because the rap industry needs you. It is dying. The rap industry needs you there at the Source Awards to tell you the best contribution you can give to them is keeping your mouth shut. So, yeah, I'm on, dude. I'm on exposing everything you're doing. So please don't act all cocky, because you're trying to say that I've been coming at you from day one. No, you've been coming at me from day one. Oh, let him, Soul. No, go ahead and let him do his thing or whatever. I mean, because maybe, you know, I'm pretty sure, like, you know, his little, like, you know, chat full of, like, 10-year-olds or whatever is going to definitely have his back and everything. Yeah. I mean, the thing about it is, because the way I look at it is like this, Jeremy, I'm coming out on this with evidence or whatever. He basically was just talking shit on his stream. I've got evidence of everything he's done right here. And, you know, I didn't want to do a stream about this, Rogues. But it's obviously showing, like, you know, he's got no remorse with that. I've dealing, like, you know, again with... And yeah, of course, you know, he's doing it, like, you know, trying to retaliate against me. Newsflash, dude, you know. There's a whole, like, you know, Gamer Grumps, you know, skit. So I fired again. And then I missed. And then I missed again. You know, for you, the bullet never even came out of the gun. Appreciate you, Soul. Thank you, man. I mean, it just gets me. He wanted to say I'm hating on him. Dude, as I said in one of my posts earlier, you are nothing for me to hate on. I don't look at streams as a competition, but as far as, like, blips are concerned, you are tinier than 1/10 of a termite's dick on my radar. If you spent more time working on your own content, maybe you wouldn't have to upload someone else's content to try to be relevant. 3 episodes of, like, you know, a 40,000, you know, subscriber, you know, YouTuber, posting that on your page, trying to make it out like it's yours. At least every stream that I do or whatever, at least I'm there. At least when I stream, I'm showing my face every single time. Yeah, if you don't have a webcam, whatever. But you're talking about you want to do a face reveal of, like, 1,000 subscribers or whatever. Dude, with the kind of reputation you've got, showing your face or whatever. But, you know, anyways. Continuing. Since apparently he doesn't actually rationalize, you know, that, you know, it's not a matter of hating on you, dude. It's calling out, like, someone who got mad because they got banned and proceeded to try to bully someone to show why I was right for banning them. So anyways, now here's the thing. This was one of the first things he said as well, Rogues. Now I want this put in perspective. There's some citizens. There's some citizens. You know, he sounds like... who understand life. While there is others who don't and act like they do. I hate dealing with people who are at like that, and tonight I dealt with someone exactly like that. He's trying to say I don't understand life, Rogues, but it's okay because he got what he deserves, and this is his last time speaking nonsense to me over time. So he has had a knack for like saying threatening stuff in his posts. Again, this guy was just laughing at me on stream, but you go on his page, you'll see that like he's deleted almost everything he said about me. He consists with like deleting his streams, like deleting his posts. Which, if he's so truthful, if he's so honest or whatever, what's he got to be afraid of? So he keeps making passages called posts about what I've done and how I was in the wrong. Now that's stupid. You're stupid for everything you've done. But I'd rather make millions of accounts, basically, pretty much an admittance of alts, than to bring up someone over and over again you've clearly been trying to get away from. And that's the thing about it. I have been trying to get away from him. When I banned him months ago, Rogues, that was supposed to be it. I banned him from the channel. He's the one that came back around during the Chrono Trigger thing. And I think, like, during some other posts I did, for some reason, this dude thought he was relevant enough, like, for me to actually be talking about. It wasn't about him. There were some other people I was having problems with. Like I said, after he got deleted that stream, I have not had a single thought about this guy cross my mind. I moved on. He didn't. And anyways, and doing that doesn't even correlate that you're trying to get away from them anymore. Regardless, the individual I'm talking about is dumber than usual, and his parents probably taught him to talk like he's smart. My father's dead, just so you know, asshole. Surprised he knows how to write passages. Yeah, well, be very surprised, dude. Because got me a whole book that I'm working on. But anyways, continuing. Anyways, moral of the story, don't throw stones at glass houses. You didn't throw a stone at a glass house, dude, or whatever. You know, you took a shower in yours, busted your ass, and fell down to the basement. Man, don't try to get mad at someone for something they also did in a major situation. You were mad just because I banned you. Nevertheless, never be like the individual I'm talking about. And no, it's not Killjoy. I forgot his name. See, he just has a habit of like just continuing to bring up others. Anyways, it's Massmer, who I'll never talk to again. That age well. Good night, everybody. Michael. So yeah, of course, there's the whole... Now, this one right here. Flex. This was his little diss rap thing that he did to try to offend me earlier. Which I don't have any words for it, Rogues, and trust me when I say that's a achievement, considering that I don't have any words. Oh well, I don't have any words, and the words he was trying to use in it literally, as I said, was one of my posts. Basically, the quip, like he pretty much was literally just. I'll let y'all listen to it on your own time if you want your ears to bleed. But when you're basically sitting there, you got a beat, you can't keep up with the beat, and you're basically like, T-Rex, escalator, elevator. I thought like this dude was playing charades for a second. But yeah, he can't rap. He thinks he can, but... But yeah, he tagged me right there. Deleted it afterwards or whatever, tried to delete the tag or whatever, flexing on them haters, and as I told him, there was no flex in here, this was basically rigor mortis, because there was no flex at all. But anyways. Massmer, leave me alone, kid. Leave me alone, kid. Can't you see I don't want nothing to do with you anymore? I wasn't trying to dish you. I don't know what your problem is, but you need to go to a therapist. So bring my mental health into it. You reported a song that wasn't even about dissing you. You reported a song that wasn't even about diss you. All I did was mention you being a little tantrum-throwing hater. Throwing a little hater you are. Get out of my life, quit stalking my ass. You guys... I'm stalking him. I'm not. I'm getting. I need to get out of his life. So continuing. Okay, and there's that. I think there's like a couple of different versions of it. But anyways, also there's and that's why I responded. Try to delete another one, but no, you're not running away from the consequences of your actions. No, you leave me alone. You tag me in the song, which if you want nothing to do with me, then why tag me, dumbass? So don't try and backtrack now. You're seeing just how deep of shit you're in. There are dozens of people on Blue Sky who have seen screenshots of you constantly trying to attack me. And also, kid is yet again one of your only insults, and it's also rich from the one who claims he has a bachelor's degree, yet a few months ago was talking about school being out. No one with a college education would act like you do. Yeah, he claims he has a bachelor's degree, but apparently like a few months ago. And obviously I know that college, it does get out like any other school. But I feel like someone who's like, educated enough to like have a bachelor's degree is like, well, I'm done with my studies, for the semester or whatever. But he outright said school's out like, someone who's still in school. I don't know. But anyways, we still have the evidence from the stream you recently showed up in where you begged me not to ban you and then proceeded to insult me and my viewers when you didn't get your way. Type of whatever. As well as every post that you recently deleted where you talked about me. You don't get that innocent and like I'm the one who needs therapy. Which, by the way, bringing one's mental health and things isn't something YouTube likes either. When you were the one who won't leave me alone. The only one throwing the tantrum here is you because you didn't get your way months ago when you got banned. And now you're going to now that I'm going to get the authorities involved, there's something else for you to throw a tantrum about. Which I do intend, definitely, to, take legal action against this. And so this is where, like, some others, from Blue Sky actually came in and was trying to put stop to it themselves. Or actually trying to, you were harassing them. And this is not cool. I'll report you to the police and YouTube owners. And they said, are you serious? They were hating on me first. Now, you guys saw all this, right? He's trying to say I'm hating on him first. There's always them people who show self-defense to get in trouble. Jesus. My problem with this is massive. Okay? There are people, you hear stories in the streaming community, guys, about people, and not just streaming community, but in general. But I'm gonna, basically in the streaming community, you hear horror stories of, women, and sometimes it could probably happen to guys too, of course. But I will say it seems like it happens more commonly to women or whatever. But I'm pretty sure it's like both genders, where someone will go as far as to go to their city just to basically stalk someone. It's kind of like something like, for those who know like wrestling, Liv Morgan. I think it was something that actually happened to her not long ago, where someone like it was actually stalking her. To where they showed up, like, I think they actually broke into her house, if I'm right. Or actually, I think it was like a stalker situation. Another one, Sonya Deville, it was something that also happened with her as well. But the thing is, there's also other streamers and people in the streaming community, the content creation community, that have had something like that happen, where they've been victim of stalking, like serial stalking. But just in general, you got people like who have lost their lives at this. Someone like who stalked them to the point that they actually did take their life and everything. And you've got the audacity to target other people and claim you're doing it in self-defense. That you're the one being targeted. You don't get to be the bully and pretend to be the bully. As I've used this statement before, you don't get to prick your finger, draw blood, and then jump into water with sharks and then blame the shark for biting you. That's you going in their domain. That's your fault when it happens. It's not on the shark. It's on you for doing that. Very extreme, contrast there. But the point of it is that he's basically trying to play it off like he's the bully, like he's the one that's been bullied. He's the one that's been targeted. And he's done nothing wrong. But this is with me telling him I've got screenshots of all this, but he refuses to acknowledge it. He refuses to see I've got all this, saying, hey, dude, you're full of it. I've got all this where, you've harassed others and you don't get to play this game. And then, like, Moaz said, I know, but please leave these people alone. It's not nice. And I told him, I was like, Michael, I have evidence of you being the one to target me first, which includes a whole stream where you came by, begged me to unban you, and then insult me and my viewers as well, screenshot everything you post and delete on your channel. I repeated this multiple times with him. Do not play the victim here when I've saved every instance of what you've done, which a lot of people have already seen already on social media. So you guys see, I was still trying to be civil with him on this to an extent. I was just trying to calmly, explain the situation, saying, dude, stop it. I've got evidence of this. Quit playing victim. It's all, I've got everything you've done. It's been there's screenshots of it. There's no, dodging this accountability. So he deleted, like, all the, deleted the comments. So then there was so basically all this right here. Or pretty much, I said, Michael, you started this. You are the one who won't leave me alone, and now the police will be involved since I have screenshots compared to you trying to delete everything and make it seem like you haven't said anything. But he said here, if they leave me alone, then sure. People don't see why a person being mean, why a person is being mean to the other person. So he's basically trying to, again, show right here at like it's retaliation towards me when I'm the one that's basically, snap back against him after I found out that he, has basically been targeting my channel the way he is. It's not the first person that's come by and, dislike my stuff or been like, a troll or whatever. But the thing is, this isn't trolling, Rogues. I let it slide with trolls. I let them do their thing or whatever. It's a lot of times a troll knows when to back off. A troll will like leave you alone and everything. There are like plenty of harmless trolls out there. There's even a few that I've actually, said, hey, man, that's not cool. Don't do that here. And they apologize, and they end up like, becoming regulars on my channel for a while. This isn't trolling. It's harassment. It's stalking. It's cyberbullying. There's a difference there. But he says right here, people don't see why a person's being mean to the other person. They always think the person who's being mean back to someone is the person that's being mean to them for no reason. Classic Americans. It doesn't matter, what nationality it is. I don't know why he's bringing nationality into that or whatever, but I said, Michael, you started this. You're the one who won't leave me alone. Now the police will be involved since I have screenshots compared to you trying to delete everything and make it seem like you haven't said anything. And that's where I said that down there too. I already read all to you guys. But then we go over here to this because we got more. Please stop reporting this song. All I do is mention 2 haters. They seriously need to get a life. He needs to get the life. And again, he's trying to say I'm a hater. And I said, Michael, I have screenshots of every single thing you said about me that you deleted that I will be taken to the authorities. I've continued to say this to him, saying, dude, get it through your head. As I already said, and like I said, I had no reason to be a hater to someone who has to repost others' content just to get views. You started all this, and I have proof of it. So practice what you preach on telling others to get a life, because if you would have left me alone from the start, this wouldn't have happened. Now leave my name out of your mouth and stay off my channel. So then someone else said, not the harassment, then doubling down when called out. You literally came back and banned Evade with your mom's account. This is beyond sociopathic. So they were like, what are you even, I don't know if this actually is the link to what like that person said, but what are you even talking about? I've been the victim since day one. When I was 7, my dad taught me how to ignore bullies, but also stand up for yourself like any other that would do even on the internet. And if doing that makes me a bad person, then I guess my dad didn't teach me right. Y'all seriously need to let it go and stop making the problem bigger than it already is. And like I said from here, only post this here because you have continued to try and say that me and others who called you out are the bullies. 24 plus screenshots of you running your mouth about me in a live stream where you came in under an all, begged me not to ban you, and then start insulting me and my viewers when I told you I will be banning you again, proves that the only one who made this problem bigger than it is to where I'm pursuing legal action is you, especially when it was me who told you to let it go and you couldn't keep your mouth shut and stay in your own lane. You are not the victim here, so quit lying, because it's a slap in the face of actual victims of harassment and stalking out there. People who actually have lost their lives to it. Some being friends of mine. What part are you deleting the evidence of what you said, not removing it from the where the proof has been posted elsewhere, don't you get? You're the bully, and a lot of people have seen it firsthand and just how toxic a presence you've brought to the live stream community. I also still have the screenshot of where you have my name in the description of this video and every comment deleted, just like that, like so much else, proves you're the bully. And if you never would have posted this video, to let alone continue to come back to my channel in the first place after the first ban, then none of this would have happened. When you only ask for defense now because you got busted and called out for it. So then, Master, I don't know who you think you're talking to, but you're definitely not talking to me. I was talking to you. I have you know that I'm been about that. This is the bachelor's degree we're talking about here, Rogues. Been about that life, and you ain't just about to try and disrespect me. You disrespected me the day you refused to let it go that you got banned. So don't. And of course, Bozo. I'm gonna open up a circus, Rogues. Tickets. Opening tickets on sale this fall. And I'm ending it once you quit making posts about the situation. Stop sharing my crap to your fans. It's not sharing. I'm sharing it to people because it needs to be known what you've done. You are refusing. You are basically deleting all your posts to try to play it off like you're the one that's being bullied instead of the fact that you're the bully. I'm not sharing crap to people. Well, it is technically crap you're saying. But it's basically, and it's not, and as far as like my fans are concerned, you guys will see what I said about this right here. Talk about some sell promo, like, boy, shut up. And so anyways, I got a little aggressive here, Rogues. I said, before you delete this post too, know that I already got a screenshot. That means said, bitch, I know who exactly who I'm talking to. A little typo there. And get better insults than Bozo, especially given the only clown here is you, and Bozo and Kid are all you can come up with. Namely considering the shit from a roadkill skunk is worth more to this world than you. This isn't the meme that you guys normally see on stream, Rogues, but this guy picked the wrong night. And the only life you're about is talking about people on the internet who you wouldn't say any of this to in person, especially given you can't even insult someone in a rap coherently. Also, look at the little punk who's begging me, please don't ban me. We can work something out. And also begging people to like his Game Beast streams, even if they didn't like his content, suddenly acting like he's a hard ass. Or type of other two, but anyway, acting like he's a hard ass. But since you just threw more threats to go with you, saying before that I got what I deserved and missed where I said to stay away, more evidence for the police. More so getting the life scene be about is playing GTA 5 with little kids and people are taking notice. Keep digging that hole, dude. So the main thing is, and obviously the whole context of it is, it's not outright trying to say he's that kind of person. But the thing is, primarily, when he's like doing GTA 5 and also Gang Beasts, he's playing, with kids like, who are obviously definitely, children. Now, my personal thing is that if you got the parents' consent and the child's being monitored, whatever. If the parents giving consent and they're monitoring the kid and everything, then, I feel like there's nothing really wrong with it. But when you are a grown adult and you're consistently playing, these like a mature rate game with children, and because my take on it is this guy's toxic. I have concerns on if he's like bullying others like this, who actually, someone like me who actually, is capable of defending himself. Who's to say, like, what he might actually try to pull with these kids in regards, like, targeting them. And that just leaves a really bad taste in my mouth. Because he's going to, like, target someone like me, who's got thick skin, but basically just got to a point where I'm just done with his BS and all that. And him, like, trying to play it off like he's the one getting bullied. I think about, like, the fact that any of these kids or whatever could end up being a target for him. And I don't like that. But anyways, but that was basically, same thing right there. I screen capped it twice. I got, like, copied in twice. But then there's this. So here's basically, what gets me about this one. I think I already showed you guys these. We'll go back and read it again. But anyways, feels great to rage bait haters. So he admits right there that he basically has been antagonizing the situation. He's been escalating it. He basically pretty much said right there, also, you need to grow up. No, you need to grow up. And don't tell me to shut up. You shut up. Because writing essays to a so-called hater, I never said he was a hater. Like I said, he's not even a blip on my radar, but it's ridiculous. Me being honest and you being a lunatic. I love to write documentaries, but that's a whole different level. You could even write one about me, Mass Mayor. No, I'm just giving people the movie. You're too young of an adult to do so, though. Sorry, Bucko. At least I'm not lying about my education there, Mr. Bachelors. But Samber said there's new screenshots in the Discord. So, yeah, all this right here. Pathetic how you got your losers to insult me. Yeah, we already read that. And I'm 20, thank you very much. Yeah, well, you don't act like it there. And someone hating on me. Nope, not hating, just calling attention to a very, very toxic bully. And so the guy, keep being a little slave loser. You're a mass mayor, bozo. You just love the word bozo, don't you? Please, for the love of God, get some better insults. You'll never be as good as content creation as me. Congrats. Rogues, you just saw his stream. Soul will never be as good as content creating as you. Anyways. That one doesn't even actually... I don't have to actually explain that one. That was, Kazi Jonan. So you're basically saying that 20 is still a teenager. Oh, so that means that he's been... Like, for someone who really isn't so concerned with my content, Rogues, or whatever, and like, with my channel, wherever, and he's obviously definitely lurking in the stream. Kazi Jonas, so you're basically saying that 20 is still a teenager. Now I ain't no kid, so quit calling me one. No, you are a kid, punk. And this is my chat. They're saying this about you in, so they get to say this. They're under my protection. And the thing is, they've got freedom to say what they want here and everything. They're not like, outright trying to bully someone. This is them basically commenting on someone that I'm calling out who has been toxic to the streaming community. So, yeah. So, you're basically saying that 20 is still a teenager. And I ain't a kid, so quit calling me one because this kid makes me about $80 a week from YouTube. Dude, you're not even partnered. You aren't partnered. So, you're basically, updates. So, you're basically saying 20 is still a teenager. I ain't a kid, so quit calling me one because this kid makes about $20, $80 a week on YouTube. Also, got my degree because I worked harder and smarter. You need to go back to school. Because someone who works smarter would have known when you get banned from someone's channel, you turn around, let it go, and walk away. You've got no degree. You can't even, like, the thing about it, see, here's the thing about a degree, Michael. It requires you to actually probably understand the English language. And then there's that rap that you call a rap. You might want to actually learn how to write a rap or whatever before you actually try to write an essay, you know, for your grade point average. Jeremy, I was like back-to-back spelling champion, like, you know, first and second grade or whatever, and I still think that's probably like a higher, like, you know, acknowledgement than anything he's ever achieved as far as, like, you know, grammar is concerned. But anyways, but at least we got all this right here too. I'll even like kind of show that right there so you guys can see it better. And also, my viewers ain't slaves, dude. They're in here under their own accord, and the simple fact of the matter is you're trying to insult them, trying to get more of a rise out of me. And the fact of it is, all you've continued to do is show that I was right. Don't flatter him, Sam. He probably got it out of a box of Captain Crunch. But no, it's... But yeah. But then there's this right here. So the thing is, he's talking about, like, he actually wants to act so cocky or whatever, but it's like Massman, I'll leave you alone if you unban me on all accounts. You're so concerned with me leaving you alone or whatever. Why the fuck do you care if I unban you? You want me to leave you alone. You want nothing else to do with me. This dude, that's the thing that gets me here, Rogues. I'll leave you alone if you unban me on all accounts. That's not happening. And let me go and tell you how this is going to go, okay? You're saying this rogue is going to continue to happen? No, it's not. Because I'm telling you right here, right now, Michael, you are going to back off. This ends. I'm done with the bullying. I'm done with all this. This is me, an actual adult, speaking to someone who thinks he's an adult. I will be taking legal action about everything you've done. Because there is nothing here that makes it where you are the victim. You are the one that for a while now has continued to target me, and I'm saying straight up here, Elroy. This is going to stop. You are going to stay away from my channel. You are going to leave my viewers alone. You are going to, like, you know, any other dislike you think you're going to do on my stream, they're not going to happen. All of it. Done. Tonight. You trying to tell me earlier I must not know who I'm talking to? I know damn well who I'm talking to. Because I don't condone bullying. I've been through it enough in my time as a content creator. And I know for a fact as I continue to go forward, there's chances are someone worse than you is going to come along. But the fact of it is that you don't get to come in here and act like, you know, you're the victim. I don't know what your problem is, but I'm just some person, one stranger on the internet that for some reason you have had this infatuation with. I mean, again, front and center for how you continue to try to play it off like you've done nothing wrong. Exhibit A. This is what started it. You tried to self-promo my channel. It was self-promo. You don't get to say it isn't, because it was. Anyone in the stream community that saw that or where would say the same thing. It was self-promotion. You tried to come into a channel that you've never been to before, which would have been no problems if you've been in there multiple times previously, were a regular, and if you came in and said, oh, I just hit 100 subscribers, I'll be like, all right, yeah, that's awesome, dude, congratulations, or whatever, if we knew you. But what this all came across as, since the fact is you got a lot to learn as a content creator, is that what you did was self-promotion. Let me give you a little bit of insight on something else here, Rogues. He wants to tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm not done, Sammy. Chapter 1, Chapter 2, Chapter 3, Chapter 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and I did a whole thing right here that maybe you could actually look at or whatever about stream etiquette. One right here for intro. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9. I've learned more about live streaming through my own mistakes, things I've seen others do wrong, so on and so forth. In the almost 9 years I've been doing this, than you would could ever hope to learn, because you refuse to learn. I've done a whole suite of text guides right here to help others out with getting started with streaming. Which maybe if you hadn't been such an asshole during that one stream that you came into, maybe I would have showed these to you to try to help you out. But look what happened. You don't get to go and try to tell me that I don't know what streaming is about. Because every time that I go live, it's for these people that are in my chat right here who make this worth it. All you care about is trying to get more and more subscribers. Thinking that this is just going to be as simple as you going and playing games that are popular, with kids and whatnot. games that like have like like a little bit of a viral like air to them, thinking that basically that was just it's like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna have a bunch of people come in. I'm gonna get a bunch of subscribers, and I'm gonna like get rich and famous off. That's not how it works. It ain't that easy. And when you got a toxic attitude like you have, dude, you're not gonna get anywhere. You're trying to say you make 50 or so like a week or whatever on YouTube. No, you don't. You don't make it. That's what you're basically trying to say. Like this kid, like, or are you actually trying to say you make 50 a week or whatever? So I don't know if he actually was trying to say here. Let me actually get like a refresher on this, Rogues. Yeah, 80 to 50 to $80 a week from YouTube. Who's the partner here and who isn't? And I also kind of find it funny, Rogues, now that I actually say this, that he started trying to show his face more after I did my community post, like, showing that I hit my first, like, payout of $100 on YouTube, and then suddenly he started, like, doing this. I mean, what? Seriously, Michael, what were you trying to do? You need to come around it like my kid wanted an allowance or something? Regardless, the point of it is, I'm pretty sure that I could forget more about content creation than you could actually ever remember, dude. At the end of the day, I don't like being making it into a competition, but you're a trash content creator. You got a trashy attitude. I'm not going to trash your setup and everything, because again, everyone has to start somewhere. But as far as the commentary and your attitude and how you attack people or whatever, you ain't partner material. You are someone that it honestly just makes my skin crawl thinking that you actually think that you can represent like YouTube. I'm not perfect myself, but when I got my partnership, it's something I worked hard to earn. You are basically, someone who pretty much goes and reposts others' content, basically steals people's content, and goes live for a bit, like playing with children and everything. Hardly talks to his viewers or whatever. And no, that line you said about Soul, how Soul would never be as good of a partner content creator as you. Let me go and explain a little something to you, okay, or whatnot. I'm pretty sure that Soul, if Soul could do a stream where just for the hell of it, he dressed up, Amber, wasn't it like a maid outfit that, Soul dressed up in, like, just for the hell of it? What was it he dressed up in again? What was it Soul, like, wore again? And he actually, got a pretty good turnout for it? This man sat there, no shame whatsoever, in a cat maid outfit and had a better turnout than, you. He's got 100 subs on the platform he's on, but he's not just on YouTube. Let me kind of just put this in perspective here. Let me see. Yeah. YouTube is Soul's backup. So he was able to get 100 subscribers on his backup streaming thing. He mostly streams to Twitch. So you're basically insulting someone on like the platform they don't primarily stream on. So that one was like, just dead in the water as well. But yeah, but the main takeaway from this, he's had like, so tough and so big and bad, Rogues, but here it is right here saying, so until you unban me from all my accounts, and this ruckus will continue to happen. So he is just the thing is, I'm not going to unban someone from my accounts who has shown such toxicity. Why would I unban someone who's been stalking me? The simple fact matter is, guys, is that he's got some kind of superiority complex or whatever, where someone does something like this to him or dislikes his videos or whatever, he falls apart. He can't stand someone basically, doing something that makes him feel inadequate. Dislike, you don't like his videos, he whines about that. You report his videos for things he's done, he whines about that. And here it is, he's telling me, the guy he's been stalking, to unban him. Hell no. I've got about almost 60 reasons here. There was 38 items in here, but some of it's repeats or whatever. But I've got 24 reasons right here, where I would unban my ex-girlfriend who's been following me for over a decade now before I'd, unban you. And anyone who knows that situation knows that's saying something. But yeah, there's that. And, again, and there's multiple things that be considered threats here, Rogues. basically saying, and things you were hating because I said I hit 100 subs. Why would I hate on someone who's got hate on someone who's got 100 subscribers when I've got when I'm coming up on 1,000? It wasn't mad at me hating on you. It's the ethics of how you went about it. You came into my stream, like I've continued to say, because apparently someone can't get through his head, but yet claims he's smart. You came into my stream, first time ever in there, not even in there an hour. You basically shouted out your own channel, which again is very poor etiquette in the streaming community. A lot of people will say that it's poor etiquette. It's basically self promo. Not just me that thinks this. Plenty of people who actually know what streaming is about would say the same thing. And you told me to shut up in my own stream. Poor etiquette, very bad attitude. You bought it on yourself. You got a timeout right there, which was a chance for you to, to basically turn around and say, all right, I'm sorry about that, but you didn't. You came back in, you continue to be rude, you try to get around the timeout by commenting on one of my videos. Every single bit of that is in this stream tonight. And also in all these screenshots that basically dictate that all the bullshit you tried to say about you being the victim, about you being the one that, that's been targeted first is a bunch of crap. You don't get to play the victim. There are people out there every single day getting victimized through bullying and stalking to the point that they end up losing their lives over it. And you've got the fucking balls to come in and try to say that you're the victim when you're the bully? Dude, shut the fuck up. I'm saying this right here, mad as hell, because I've got people that are in the ground buried because of it. And you got the audacity to come in and pull this? Be thankful you are banned from my channel. You want to say be thankful you didn't come back the next day? Be thankful that I banned you from my channel, because if you would have came in acting out like that again, you would have got banned again. At the end of the day, you were just someone who's no talent, who thinks he's hot shit, but doesn't deserve, to be a YouTube partner, and is nothing but a bully that constantly attacks others. Now, here's how this whole thing is going to go. I will be taking legal action on this. There ain't going to be a single bit of begging or pleading for me not to that's going to stop it. I got everything here that you've done. Because the thing is that what you did, everything you've done is wrong. And you need to, you need to accept that. You targeted my viewers. You came after me, which targeting my viewers was worse about and everything. And I've seen you've got a history, but even before me, you've had a history of trying to bully others. Considering all the stuff on post on your channel you ain't deleted. So here's how this is gonna go. No more dislikes. No more coming by my channel. No more mentioning me in your posts. No more, making posts about me trying to sub-mention me without tagging me. It all ends tonight. Either because I'm not just because I'm saying it is, but because, like I said, for the harassment, cyber stalking, and bullying that you've been doing, I'm going to be going to the law enforcement about it and seeing when it can be done. Because you need to understand that actions like this have repercussions. You're not going to continue to come around my channel trying to get around bans and tell me that I'll leave you alone if you unban me at all accounts, because this is all I need right here. Basically, you outright admitting you're not going to stop stalking me. You're not going to stop bothering me until this is over, or until I unban you. You basically are pretty much, trying to blackmail me here, which is another thing that YouTube doesn't really take, in high regard. One could probably say that me telling you right here that all this is going to stop could be also going to be seen blackmail as well. But obviously I got the evidence right here. Basically, in comparison to me, saying, yeah, this is going to stop because I got all this evidence of what you've done, and I'm going to be going to the police about it. You're outright trying to threaten me, saying, unban me or I'm going to continue coming after you. So what we got right here, Rogues, is the most important things about this, for how he's continued to try to say, I'm not bothering him, I'm not coming after him, or or basically trying to say, I'm not bothering anyone, I'm not going after him, and they're coming after me. He admitted right here in this post, so I'm pretty sure he probably just deleted this one like so many others, but he admitted right here, I'll leave you alone if you unban me on all accounts. Until then, you'll continue to face consequences for such a hater. If I'm such a hater, if I'm such a problem, why do you want me to unban you? You should be the one banning me from your channel or whatever, and not want anything, and basically, like you said, not have anything else to do with me if I'm the hater here. But no, you're the hater. You're the one that want to try to leech off of a streamer who had more going for his channel than you, and it pisses you off knowing that that streamer said no. And then just basically, is that right there. Until then, you'll continue to face consequences for being such a hater. I'm not facing no consequences. This is your consequences, Michael. And then, says, Until I unban you from, until you unban me from all my accounts, and instructions will continue to happen. So basically, an outright declaration there, Rogues, that he's going to continue to stalk me, continue to target me, and continue to attack me until I unban him. Basically, trying to like threaten me right there, saying that he's not going to stop, trying to harass me and others until this is over. Until like which the thing is, it's over anyway. It's going to be over. But this is him like outright saying, like a full-on admittance from the bully that he's going to continue to attack me. And it's basically showing right there, what I've already said multiple times, what I was telling you guys. His problem is that you ban him and he can't accept it. I banned him multiple times. I banned him months ago. I banned him a few weeks ago when he came back into my channel. And I banned him from his mother's account 3 different times. Oh, wait, that's right. It was probably his sister's account because he'll go correct me on that. But 3 different times I banned him. And he's still carrying on like this. The whole thing with like a ban on the channel, wherever, is he can't really talk on my streams or whatever, but he can still tag me on his channel and it'll still like, ping me on YouTube, which is a problem. So I still end up seeing like the notifications. Which, simple solution to that as well is all I gotta do is basically just turn the notifications off. Like, for him specifically, I can actually make it where like I won't get any notifications for him specifically. So he can keep talking all his shit. People will collect the evidence, collect like screenshots for me since he's got like a lot of people watching his channel now, due to like what he's been doing. So if he says anything else about me, that's just gonna be more evidence, like, for the legal steps I'll be taking. But the fact of it is that he literally admitted here that he can't leave it, like, basically he won't walk away, as far as the ban's concerned. I banned him, he refused to walk away. This is what I was telling you guys. Now he's saying I'll leave you alone if you unban me on all accounts. You're gonna leave me alone anyway. Because you're not the one making the rules here. You're going to stay off my channel. Like I said, you can stay off my channel. You're going to stop disliking everything, trying to dislike bomb all my videos for the sake of trying to hurt my channel. You're not going to say another thing about any of my viewers, anyone's affiliated with me. Again, you are going to grow up like you claim to be grown. You're going to back off and learn that no means no. You're going to accept it, Michael. You're going to leave me alone and stop all this anyway. Because this right here is me showing, you come pretty sure like, oh, I rage bait him. It's like, no, you're going to take this seriously. You act like you're serious where, so you need to actually take a very serious situation very seriously. And that I've said here that I will be taking legal action. You need to rationalize what that means. It's not just your YouTube channel, but you yourself that's in hot water here. You're going to stop with the bullying. Or the attempt at bullying. You're going to, but I'll just say harassment. You're going to stop with all that. I literally just found out tonight that my uncle passed away, and you're going to go and like, and pull the shit you pulled. Do like a post after that or whatever. Like, right after I pretty much said my uncle, was found dead. Literally had like a sheriff deputy out here to break the news to us. And you got the audacity after I did my community post about it to go and post about me the way you did. That's what brought this stream out tonight. Because you picked the worst time. And showed no remorse, something very sociopathic in nature. Because what person who's mature, what person who is, what mature person is going to go and talk shit about someone else right when they, said that they had death in the family? Even after everything else you did, that's uncalled for. And very disrespectful and very, very immature. And that right there, all of that is the reason for everything that's happened tonight. You see, all this, every single bit of it, could have been avoided if months ago you just took that when I banned you and just left. If you just walked away, carried on with your life, instead of being so concerned with one fucking person out of 8 billion on this planet that banned you online, which, newsflash, you're on the internet. It's not the only time you're going to get banned by someone. I've got plenty of people that ban me, some for no reasons. I've got some who ban me for, I'll admit it, I deserve it. Because, how stupid I was at one point and the way I could have handled situations better. And there's not a day that goes by on which I could actually apologize to those people. The thing you won't do. Apologize and own up for what you've done. I'll admit that I ain't no saint. But I'm also going to admit that I for sure as hell ain't something as bad as you. This stops, Michael. This is going to stop. And also, basically, as I said right here, I basically told him, guys. I warned him. I said, I'm going to lie with every screenshot what you said. Now let's see how cocky you act. And he's continued. And then he said, I banned you, so why are you still commenting? But yeah, that's the thing about it. He said, I banned you, so why are you still commenting? As if he wasn't the one that got banned. But the thing is that I'm still commenting because he's continued to bring stuff up. But let's put this in perspective here. He banned me, so why am I still commenting? If you banned me, why are you still coming by my channel? You told on yourself right there as well, dude. Literally, you banned me. That should have been it right there. If you really banned me or whatever, that should have been like you moving on from this as well. Just like when I banned you, that was me moving on. But you banned me and still, like, you know, continue to comment and all that. And I do also have a leg to stand on. 99% of what you're saying doesn't make sense. I've got all these screenshots to say otherwise. And my vocabulary, in case you haven't noticed, is fine. So no, you're not going to get unbanned. You are not going to have a place on this channel ever again. And that's what you need to understand. When a ban happens, you leave it alone. But you've continued to come back when I've made it very, very coherently easy to understand. No. All you had to do was leave every single bit of the situation, like let it go months ago, but you couldn't. So, tell me now, Michael, who's lying? Stop harassing me. Stop disliking all my stuff. Stay off my channel and grow the fuck up. Conversation over, Rogues.